I'm Chris Justice, a coordinator with the Digital Learning and Instructional Technology Department here in Clark County School District in Southern Nevada. And today we're going over how we can use IgniteAI and Gemini in our Canvas courses to create new content and quizzes. Let's take a look at our learning intention and success criterion. We'll be able to utilize these AI tools, IgniteAI and Gemini specifically, to create enhanced course content and quizzes within Canvas LMS. And we will know that we are successful if we're able to create a content page in Canvas along with a new quiz using these AI platforms. Take a look at what we'll be going over. Today we'll talk a little bit about IgniteAI in Canvas LMS. We'll create an image or a visual based off of a topic or a standard that we'll be teaching our students. Then we'll make that page of content. We'll add that image into that page of content and then use this special gem to be able to help us write content, re-level that content, and to write a supplementary reading that we'll use in a new quiz. Then we'll get into new quizzes within Canvas and chat a little bit about IgniteAI and how it's able to create multiple choice questions based off of that content that we created earlier. Then we'll talk a little bit more about how we can use IgniteAI and the accessibility features within Canvas to write alternative text for images. So lots in store here. Let's get right into it. I want to point this out here. Take a look at the yellow box. It says pick a topic or a standard that you want to work with during today's PL session. Like I said, we'll be creating a page of content and a new quiz. So you choose the content, topic, standard that you'd like to create that content on. For me, I used to teach AP Environmental Science, so I'm going to be creating my page of content and some new quiz assessments based off of topic 3.6, which is on age structure diagrams. Before we get into creating that content though, let's talk a little bit about the AI features within Canvas LMS. There's different tiers of IgniteAI available to customers of Instructure, the people that create Canvas. And Clark County School District is on the lowest tier, the core services. We can find our features available to us underneath the settings and then underneath feature options here, which is where I currently am. This video was produced in May of 2026, and I just wanted to point this out that IgniteAI generator for rubrics and insights for discussions I currently have toggled off within my class, and the reason why is because these two features are in feature mode. Those are available to people who are in the next tier up from where we are. And they'll be going away July 1st. So while we currently have them available to us within our Canvas classes, I've toggled them off because we won't be able to use them next school year. They are cool though. You can take an assignment and AI will generate a rubric rate based off of that assignment. And insights for discussions, what that is it will create look at student submissions to a discussion post, and then give you some insights as to how the student approached responding to that prompt. Which a little bit beyond what we're doing here within our session today. One thing that's not going away that will be available to us at our tier is question authoring within quizzes. We're able to take content from our class and create multiple choice questions based off of that content. Pretty cool stuff. IgniteAI search, sometimes we're looking for something really, maybe unclear as to where it might be within our Canvas course. IgniteAI search allows us to very quickly use a keyword and find where that resource might be. Ignite summaries for discussions. Let's say that we had a bell ringer question that we set up as a discussion post. We have 50 submissions from 50 different students, and we wanted to get a general pulse as to how everyone responded to that prompt. You can click a button within a discussion post and summarize students' responses to that prompt. Pretty cool. And then we also have IgniteAI translations for discussions and announcements. You're able to translate from one language into the next, students' responses, and the prompt in that discussion post, in addition to translating announcements too. So that's the general overview of the Ignite AI features within Canvas. Let's get into using Gemini and Ignite AI to create some really robust materials. I'll come back to my module area. I've already created a new module. If you just want to use a module that you already have, that's fine. Or you can take a moment, click plus blue, the blue button up here, plus module, to create a new module. Name it the topic or standard that you'd like to create a page of content and new quizzes on, and go from there. I already have my module all set, ready to go, so I'm going to click on this, take a look, that plus sign, and let's toggle down. We'll create a new page. And I'd like to type in or label this page here, topic 3.6, age structure diagrams. All right, click add. Let's go ahead and open up that page. And then in the upper right hand corner, we'll click on edit and get that page of content going. Hey, let's add an image or a visual here to this page. We'll get started with that right away. And Ignite AI within Canvas, we don't have the ability to make these images, but we can do that within Gemini. So I'm going to go over here to my other tab. I have Gemini open. I'm going to type in a robust prompt to get exactly that image that I'd like, a diagram, visual, whatever it is you want to add to your topic. Okay, so my prompt is going to be create an infographic visual on age structure diagrams for an AP environmental science class. The key word here is infographic visual. If your AI system is not creating the image for you, play around a little bit with your prompt until it finally works. I know for me this was the third time that I had to do this, and I used the word visual or image, and it was giving me some problems until I used the word infographic. One of our things that we have to do here as instructors in the age of AI is to vet the materials. So take a look at the result, and if you're happy with it, check it for accuracy, check it for bias. If you're happy with it, then we are going to put it into our Canvas class. We can do that actually really easily just by copying and pasting that image into our page of content. When I mouse over this image, I'll click on that little copy symbol, boom, and let's come back over here to our page of content and we'll paste it in. All right. Looking good. Let's add some accompanying material here, some content, and we'll put that below our image. So let's come over here to our agenda. I wanted to point this out. If you're following along, you can use the gem that I created here at crjust.us/gem. And what that will do is write some content for our topic or standard. It will re-level that content and then write a supplementary reading that we can use later on in a new quiz. Pretty cool stuff. So it's that little content architect gem is what I'm calling it. Let's copy that link. You can create a new, if you're following along here on YouTube, you can create a new tab, type in crjust.us/gem1, all lowercase, and you'll be brought to that new tab. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, the gem tells us how to interact with it, and we type in the word go. All right, it's going to ask us a couple questions here: grade level, the topic or standard that we want to write content on, and then whether or not we're using Tier 1 materials. And if you want to answer that question, be very specific about those Tier 1 materials, the unit even, and the publisher of it would be good. Or if you don't want to use Tier 1 instructional materials, type in the word none. Let's go ahead and answer these questions, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, we're starting to get that content produced, something that we can put into our Canvas class, it looks like there's that page of content there. Below it is the differentiated version, the re-leveled version here. And then finally that supplementary reading that we'll put into a new quiz in a moment. We want to take our time and vet the materials, of course. We're going to assume that we've already done that, so let's go ahead and grab the first two parts, and then we'll have to go through and format them a little bit. So I've copied that, so let's go ahead and paste. There we go. We might need to go back and, play around with this a little bit. Need a nice title for this section. Talking about accessibility here, screen readers need to be able to understand where exactly the screen reader is in a page of content, and we can do that by formatting the text properly. Right now you can see that this title here, the architecture of populations, is currently in paragraph form. I'm going to change this to, let's say, heading 3 here. And then any subsection below it will change to heading 4 or something, but it actually looks pretty good. Our re-leveled text, the re-leveled version here, looks like that's already in. We'll change it to heading 3. And then we'll take away the part here where the AI told us this is the 30% lower lexile part. We don't necessarily need to have our students know that part. Looks good. All right, we've got a nice visual. We've got some content here. Notice that the AI system also bolded those academic vocabulary terms throughout both of the versions of the reading, which is awesome. And looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and click Save. And now what we're going to do is create that new quiz. All right, so let's come back here to Home. From our module, we'll click on that plus sign. Let's create that new quiz. Let's just call it the same thing as what we called the page of content. For me, it's topic 3.6. Whatever you want to call your new quiz, that's fine. And by the way, let's make sure that we're choosing new quizzes as our quiz engine here. The IgniteAI capabilities within Canvas are not incorporated into classic quizzes, but they can be found in new quizzes. Go ahead and type in the name of the topic that we're working on. Let's go ahead and open up that page. Whatever your point system is within your class, go ahead and change those points. You might need to set a due date, but in the bottom right, we'll click on Build, and that will bring us to an area that allows us to start to create some multiple choice questions. And here's what's really cool. So let's click on that blue plus sign in the center. And then notice we've got this little rectangle here that says Generate with AI. This is the IgniteAI capabilities built into Canvas. When I click on that, notice I can select the course content. So that page of content that we made earlier, that's now going to help us inform the AI system to create questions based off of that content. There it is, topic 3.6 for me. I'll select that. Now I can also, if I wanted to, I can copy and paste in some text there too. In fact, we'll do that in a little bit. Or we can upload a PDF or some file here that the AI system will use to create those questions. Take a look. We can have a little focus to the questions here. So we can run this this AI authoring tool multiple times. We're limited by the number of questions though. So I've got a total number of 5 questions. Let's say that I wanted to make 10 questions. I'll have to run this system 2 times. And so I can say, hey, focus on the first half of the content that I selected above. The first time I run it. The second time I run the question authoring tool, I can write in this section to focus on the second half, right? Or I can be very specific about that academic vocabulary in this section as well, and the AI system will create questions based off of that focus there. Further, I have tools here that allow me to drill down and choose specific depths of knowledge that I'd like the questions to be in. There's even a Bloom's taxonomy here. option, along with different languages too. Currently, we're in feature preview for this tool, and currently the only question type that's available to us is multiple choice, but I have a feeling that Instructure will have additional question types in the future. So for right now, we'll just choose multiple choice. Let's click Generate Questions. All right. We have the option to go through, edit, and review each of these questions, remembering we're looking for accuracy and bias throughout. I'm doing this fast, so I'm just going to save and click Next, and then add all of these 5 questions to my quiz. Now, if you remember earlier, that gem that we were using earlier created a third section. That was a supplementary reading. Let's find where that is. There it is. Find where that is. It's underneath the re-leveled text. It should be labeled Supplementary Reading for Quiz. Let's add this as a stimulus to our new quiz. So we'll take that 2 paragraphs that were created, we'll copy it, and let's create a new format. Take a look within our new quiz. So at the bottom, underneath the 5th multiple choice question that was automatically added by IgniteAI, we're going to click Add Content, and notice there's another option here, which is Stimulus. We're going to add that supplementary reading to this section here. Let me see what the title was. Here it is. For me, it was found in Gemini. Let's put that title right there. Pretty wild stuff. So actually, I want to grab this content again. Do you remember how we can copy and paste content into IgniteAI? Let's do that with the actual content here too. Let's click Done. And what we'll do is we're going to click on that little plus sign that we did before, and let's generate with AI. This time, instead of selecting the content from the course, this time we're just going to paste in that content, that supplementary reading. And I guess we'll choose some more options here. Choose something different maybe. Choose the number of questions, and let's generate those questions. All right, we'll edit and review. And here's what I'd like to do. Let's add to the quiz. What I'd like to do now, so notice that the questions show up underneath the stimulus. I actually want these questions to show up to the right of the stimulus. So if you look here at this little 2x4 dot symbol here, I'm just going to pull these questions up so that they show up to the right of my stimulus. And we now have a 5-question multiple choice question along with a reading, stimulus reading, supplementary reading, along with 3 questions that align with that reading too. Let's click Return. Just made a page of content. We made a new quiz based off of that content. Last thing on our agenda is to talk a little bit about IgniteAI and how it can help us with our accessibility within our course. So from the course navigation on the left-hand side, let's click on Accessibility. First time we do this, we might need to scan our course. If we've already scanned our course, we'll need to update that report. Let's go ahead and click Scan Course in the upper right. And what this is going to do is look for opportunities to increase accessibility throughout all of your content. It looks like I have one issue that I need to fix down here within that new page of content. And if I had to guess, it's probably that image that I added. That image doesn't have any alternative text. And what's really cool here is that we can very quickly have IgniteAI generate alternative text for our images. We're limited to 150 characters for alternative text within Canvas LMS. And so the IgniteAI system knows that it's going to create alternative text within those limits. So let's click on Generate Alt Text. And if it's good to go, we can click Apply and move through our course, fixing all of those accessibility issues as we go. I hope that you guys got something out of today using IgniteAI and Gemini to create Canvas content and assessments. See you at the next one.